What does it mean to me?
Yeah, if you think about in 5 years, we've built a distillery faster than anyone else on the Gold Coast. We've created this amazing space. During this time, we're building a team of amazing people.
Every time I come in here, I think of myself 5 years ago and how much has changed, how much the team has changed. It's 5 years of growth, 5 years of hardship, 5 years of learning a lot of hard lessons.
There is absolutely no way without people, without an amazing team of people we have, that we'd be 5 years old, because we couldn't have done it on our own.
It's an important place to me and it always will be.
We started Granddad Jack's because for most of my life, I wanted to tell my grandfather's life story. He loved whiskey, and he had a whiskey every day of his life. And we didn't know anything about spirits, absolutely nothing. So the idea was that we'd just build this distillery to tell his story, and that along the way we might be able to make some spirit. In December 2017, I was figuring out pretty fast that this was probably a bit bigger project than just telling my grandfather's story. And if we were going to do it, then we probably should do it really, really well. We're the sort of people that once we set our mind to something, we don't stop, nothing gets in our way.
So since the very beginning, Granddad Jack's has been a community-based brand. We've always held the story of my great-grandfather close to our chest, and we want to tell that to the community as best as possible. So by having our venues and making that the focal point for them to come in and experience Granddad Jack's has always been super important to us.
We're lucky enough to make amazing world-class spirit, and lucky enough that Luke has become a world-class distiller. And I think we've been able to create a culture here that's 100% focused on experience. Every single aspect of our business, from when you walk in the door to how the drink's made, to our packaging, to how you get an online order delivered, every single thing we do and the effort that our team here put in to make sure that the experience is the #1 thing is just phenomenal. When people come into Granddad Jack's, as soon as they walk through the door, we want them to feel like they're at home. We've been very lucky because we get a heap of comments all the time from people about how nice it feels. We've really created a new space, a space that sort of got lost in time, and we're bringing that old way of doing things back.
Yeah, 5 years, long time. A lot to think about. We started off, it was just a few of us, myself, Dad. We hired 3 bartenders. 1 quit the week we were supposed to open. I think highlight for me, definitely just the first opening night, feeling like we had accomplished something, feeling like the relief of having people come in the doors. We'd spent so much money, so much time, and we're at the point where like we need this to be a success so we can actually get to the next week and the next week and just keep building on top of that.
People can look at businesses and they think it's, wow, it just happened. It was an overnight success. Nothing is an overnight success. For starters, we couldn't find a building in this area. We really wanted to have our distillery in Miami. We think it's just the perfect spot. So before we left to go to the US to research distilleries, I had a deal on this building in 45 Amana Lane. Literally as we were getting on the plane to head to America, the deal fell through. We arrived in Brizzy, we were pumped about what we'd learned in the US, but we had no building. And we thought, what are we going to do? By 5 o'clock that night, we'd signed a deal on this building, and we're already in here doing the demolition.
Like, I don't know if many people understand that, like, these builds are all super hands-on. Dad's built majority of the inside stuff. This is a lot of hands-on work from our family. This is why I think they feel, why people can actually feel at home. There's this other sense of place that these venues have.
Literally, when you build these things, every couple of days there's a new hurdle in front of you. There's a new something from someone at council that says you can't do it, you know? So you just got to keep pushing through. So eventually we opened, it was great, and what we weren't aware of and what we didn't get told is we couldn't sell more than 2.5% of our total sales directly to the public. Over 90% of what we sold had to sell to wholesale. And our business model was not about wholesaling. So somehow we were literally on the knife's edge of being shut down by liquor licensing in Queensland. So I thought, how are we going to get around this? So I just started writing to the small business minister in Queensland. The minister for small business eventually came down here. So she pulled up out front with her driver. She hops out of the car and she comes in here, she sat with me and we had a gin. From that day on, she did the most amazing thing. She started and pushed back on government and then invited me to become a part of a group to design a new licence called the Artist and Producers Licence, which we have now. Not only did we change the way we could run our business, but we changed the landscape for every other distiller. Now, when we started Granddad Jack's, there was 8 distilleries across the whole of Queensland. Now we have over 100 distilleries in the state in just 5 years.
We fell into a groove where everything started to fall in place. We started to fit the space out a little bit more. It started to feel more homely. We got more knickknacks from just being open longer and longer. You know, we're only 18 months into opening by then, and then just got smashed with COVID.
So we decided, actually, during COVID, that crazy time, that we would, when everyone else was backing off, we would put the foot down and go harder than ever before. So we decided to open another distillery in Brisbane, in Albion. So we got through that, and we thought we were rocking along towards the end of 2021. Christmas was great. We're doing some amazing revenue from that venue, and people were starting to really love the place. And then we had the February floods, 2022.
East Queensland's flood disaster has claimed another life.
Somehow our tasting boards made it all the way from the bar to the front door. Doesn't feel like the place we left. Sunday night we tried to get all the stock out of here, but the water was coming up so fast we just had to leave. There was nothing more we could do. When we got there, it was up to our ankles. Within an hour, it was up to our chest. We're in 1.5 meters of water deep. It was just completely insane. We just get back on our feet and then the floods nail us. But once again, it's like, I don't know if it's good or bad. You know, you've got to say that. You've got to keep with that system, because we were new in that community. And then all of a sudden we had this amazing community rallying around to help these businesses that were flooded, and you know, there was mud everywhere.
And we saw people from the Gold Coast drive up with vans and supplies and lunches and get their hands dirty and come and help us for a few days. And you know, that just warms our heart. It's such a special thing to be a part of, to have people so brought in, so part of it, that they want to come and lend a hand in those sorts of times. It's super special to us. Community is the lifeblood of the whole business, right? It's why everyone rocks up here, comes to work, puts in all the effort, is to create something special for any local environment that we're in.
You know, we were sitting on the back of our old F truck at night, covered in mud, and we're drinking 65 miles gin, and everyone in the neighbourhood sitting in the front of Granddad Jack's on the back of our truck, and we're telling stories. And so it just works, right? If you're part of a community, if you're really passionate about community and people, this is what happens. It costs us a lot of money, but I reckon it's worth it, because it really let us become a part of the community.
Oi.
What is going on right now?
Dude.
It's like, I know they're filming, but really?
Yeah. If I go quiet, no one's going to see me. Yeah, it's been a huge 5 years. More than 250,000 people have come through our tasting rooms. We've done more than 60 limited releases. We've had over 400 people come and do our make your own gin classes. We've been very fortunate in how we've won numerous awards. Our 65 Miles gin was voted best gin in Australia, and we've won gold medals across the world. We won World's Best Coffee Liqueur twice. We also have our limited releases we do, and one of our team members has been with us for a year. They get their own special release, so they get to come up with their own concept, their own flavour idea, and even work with our team to design their own label.
So in that 5 years, we've built 2 distilleries. We've developed the export market. We're in 10 countries around the world now. Our goal in the future is to have a Granddad Jack's bar experience in every single country where we have distribution. We're working with our distributor in Singapore at the moment, and our distributor in Malaysia, to see if that'll be the first international one. You know, mostly I just want to thank everybody that's been to Granddad Jack's. Without you, we wouldn't have a business. If people didn't enjoy what we do and buy our spirits and drink our cocktails, well, we wouldn't exist. So I'd really like to thank you all.
It's been incredible. It's been a massive journey, heaps of ups and downs, and I'm just excited, and I can't be thankful enough to the rest of the community that have supported us through the 5 years, who continue to support us, who continue to be a part of our extended family and breathe life into the whole brand.
The party is just starting. It's not anywhere near the end, and I really look forward to having a few more drinks of you all.
Granddad Jacks to the moon. See you next time.